Dreamers. It's me, Sammydaddy.
I am Daddy, and I am here to do Daddy work.
What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
A rose by any other name, Commissioner.
You see, it's not the name that defines someone, it's their actions, their personality, who they are, deep down, in the cockles of their heart.
And just take the heart and suck on the cockle.
But what does define somebody is a nickname. And not just any run-of-the-mill nicknames, but nicknames involving animals. And not just nicknames involving animals, but specifically nicknames involving animal body parts.
Hey, yo!
No. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm going to give you 3 family-friendly wrestling animal body part nicknames.
Nicknames 1,000.
First up is one wrestling fans new and old are familiar with. It's for a wrestler named Chris Jericho. Now, he's reinvented himself many times over the years. He's had many nicknames, many monikers, but one that has stuck with him from the beginning of his career to even today is Lionheart. The heart of a lion. It was given to him in Mexico to show his willingness to fight any competitor, big, small, or in between. His fierceness in the ring, something that fans latched on to that really helped propel him to ECW, WCW, WWF, New Japan, still today, in AEW. You let fans know what they were getting when that white meat babyface was strutting down to the ring and became one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Next is the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner. Now, it's pretty descriptive and kind of lets you know what you're getting into when it comes to Rick Steiner. It was something that he used back in the AWA and later when he tagged with his brother Scott, the genetic freak, not an animal, in WCW, WWF, everywhere, you know. You guys know about the Steiner brothers. I don't have to tell you about that. But it paints a picture. Dog-faced. Normally an insult. Kind of still is. But he does kind of look like a bulldog. And he took to it. He would bark. Kind of roll around like one. And kind of went with his amateur wrestling background. Similar positioning, look, feel. The gremlin part, obviously not an animal, but it definitely paints the picture of what you're dealing with. It originally was put on him when he was in the Varsity Club with Mike Rotunda and Kevin Sullivan. To a point, it depicted him lesser than, a little bit dumber, slower up here. But if you look at Rick Steiner and you look at a dog's face, you hit the nail on the head. Check.
And last but certainly not least,
And finally, my personal favorite of our list, the bee's knees, Johnny Gargano. Now, in NXT, WWE, I don't think it's really been referenced or used, but on the independents, it was my favorite nickname. He had multiple, but that was probably the funnest one. So bee's knees just means an outstandingly good person or thing, and that's what Johnny Gargano is. Johnny Gargano is a good person, and he is a good wrestler. So what better way to describe him than the bee's knees? Do bees have knees? Does it matter? I don't know.
I don't know!
But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about wrestling, animal, body part, nicknames. And I know what you're thinking. Why isn't Batista on this list? Because that's not an official nickname. And I don't know for sure. I imagine often, but that's not the point right now. That was 3 wrestling, animal, body part nickname. This is Russell Cream. I am Sammy Daddy, and I love you, and I wish you the best.